let me tell y'all something. If you got family members in the hospital in any type of critical condition, or maybe they can't speak, or elder, don't matter. Make sure y'all checking on them daily, because the things that you about to hear in this story time from this doctor right here is crazy. And it's stuff that we always feared is happening kind of in the hospital, but we just like, no, they wouldn't do that. That's just in the movies, or you kind of like brush it over. But the fact is, these things are happening, and we need to be more aware as the patient's family, to be more involved, especially if you got family members in the hospital that maybe can't defend themselves because of their conditions. But enough of me yapping. Listen, so this is her name. This is how you can find her. You're going to want to find her for more updates. So make sure that y'all screenshot this and y'all go follow her on her TikTok account. Now, for the rest of y'all, let's get into this and try not to lose your shit in the process, all right?
I'm going to make this quick because I just did a 12-hour shift and I'm ready to go home, take a shower, do a little studying, and then go to sleep before I have to be back at the hospital. If you have a family member that's in the hospital that can't speak for themselves, please go all day, every day until that patient is out of the hospital. There was a 36-year-old patient on my floor who, every time he used the bathroom, his hemoglobin came out. Anytime he coughed, hemoglobin. His hemoglobin hit a 0.4. Those who don't know what that means, it means the game is about to be over. So anyway, the guy wasn't my patient, but I was overhearing what was going on. So I went in there to check it out. When I went in there, the patient was crying literally like a baby. This is a grown man crying like a baby, screaming, please no, don't leave me, please, I'm afraid. So you know it's serious because that's a man crying like a baby. It's serious. His wife didn't care. His nurse didn't care. His tech didn't care. No one cared. So I'm like, hey, my name is Kiki. I'm here. I'm not going to leave you. He said, you got me. You got me. I said, I got your back. We're going to get this figured out. So I went to read his chart, and that's when I found out his hemoglobin hit a 0.4. And I'm like, why is this man not in ICU? I work on med-surg. This man is not hooked up to anything. See, on med-surg, that med-surg is for patients who really don't need help. They're just there to get observed. You get what I'm saying? But this man is not hooked up to a telly. This man is not hooked up to an IV. He's not hooked up to anything. So he's just sitting in this room. And I'm just like, why is no one doing anything? Those numbers are not good. You get what I'm saying? Like, they talking about, oh, he was able to stand up and go to the restroom by himself, but now he can't because he is because he's dizzy. Of course he's dizzy. He has no more hemoglobin. He's circling the drain, bro. So I'm pissed at this point. So I go talk to his nurse. I said, excuse me, do you know what's going on in room 19 and whatever like that? She was like, yeah, I know what's going on and stuff like that. I said, did you read his chart and whatever? I said, don't you think that you need to call lab to redo his hemoglobin labs and whatever? And I was like, also too, do you think you need to call the doctor? Because this man needs to be in ICU. He needs a transfusion. You understand what I'm saying? But I'm not a doctor, right? But I got enough common sense to know that this man needs a transfusion and that he needs to be sent to ICU. No one else seems to care, honestly. You know what the nurse said to me? She said, oh, no, he's fine. He's just in pain. I'm going to give him some medicine to put him to sleep.
Probably don't say it all.
I started crying because this man is 36 years old and no one cares enough to do their job. And I wanted to pull the wife to the side and say, excuse me, you need to transfer your husband out of here if you want to see him live another day. But if I was to do that, I would have lost my job. So you know what I did? I wrote it on a sticky note and I put it in her laptop. And guess what? Mom came the next day. No one knew mom was coming. His mom was coming. And she read that note. And when I say she went the fuck week off. And guess what? Her son got sent to ICU. They sent him to surgery. They got him a transfusion. And now he is doing better. And now he's back on my floor because I got transferred to the floor below med surg and whatever like that. He's now on my floor. When he seen me, I'm not trying to cry, y'all. When he seen me, he said, "Are you the girl that came in the room and when I was praying to God to save my life and you stayed with me the entire time? Are you that girl?" I said, "Yep, I'm that girl," and whatever like that. He said, "I want to thank you so much," and whatever like that. His mom started crying and she came and hugged me. You get what I'm saying? But it's like, I be wanting to quit the medical field so bad because like I get so angry at how many nurses and how many doctors are that so burnt out, but they don't want to quit their job when you don't realize this is not a job that you can be burnt out on. This is not a job that you can play with. This is a job that we are saving lives. You get what I'm saying? We need lives. People need to live and for society to function. Do you understand that? All right, y'all, I gotta go because I'm getting pissed off again.
I don't know. That wife sounds like she waiting on some damn life insurance or something like that because she ain't shit. The doctors ain't shit, and whoever else was on that shift ain't shit. But let me tell y'all why they ain't shit. Do y'all know that they fired this girl because of that video that went viral? That video racked up over 3 million views at the time that I saw it. And they ended up firing her. She ended up making a video about a week later stating that the company let her go because they got a hold of her video. Now, if y'all want to see that, watch this next clip. Check this out.
So I was fired today. And you know what? I can't be mad at nobody but myself. The thing is, I didn't expect that video to do the numbers that it did. I literally was just upset and I came on here to vent like I always do because I don't have anyone to talk to. I guess like I was just a little upset because the way they did it, they were standing by the time clock. And as soon as I put my badge and it said bling, they was like, "Can we talk to you for a minute?" And I was like, "Sure, am I in trouble?" Just making a joke. And it was like, "No, you're doing great. How have you been doing? I know this is what, your 4th week here. Mind you, I'm still in training." So we get into the office and I noticed like there's 2 police officers in there, the 2 security guards that patrols the hospital and whatever. And they were like, "Just have a seat." So like I'm already panicking. I'm just like, did something happen to my grandmother? And they go, "No, nothing happened to your granny. We just wanted to talk to you about a concern." They said, "We've seen some social media of you talking about a situation that happened here in the hospital. And because of it, unfortunately, we're going to have to let you go." So I was like, I don't understand. Why am I being let go from a video? Because like I didn't show anything of the hospital. I didn't show my badge. No one knows what state I'm in. And like
Ridiculous.
I didn't show anything. So she explained to me why, and I get it and it makes sense. She said that if a patient was to come to the hospital and they seen me, they would no longer feel comfortable in the facility because of my video.
Bullshit.
You get what I'm saying? So I mean, it makes sense.
No.
And then she said it's best for us to let you go versus the hospital suing you. So basically, this is kind of like a what did we learn situation. And what I learned was you can still do the right thing, but just don't talk about it. That's what I learned. So I don't know what I'm going to do because when jobs like this let you go, they put you on a blacklist.
Wow.
And since I was still new, this was supposed to be my last week of training. Maybe I'll probably have to leave the state or something. Like, I don't know, but should I even finish school? Like, I literally just talked to my advisor last week, and I was asking her like, what are the steps to get in my NP, and we talked about that. So, you know,
I feel so bad for this girl.
so I'm gonna get off of here because now I gotta figure out what am I gonna do.
You know what's the craziest thing about this whole story? It's the fact that they let her go. Now, we need doctors like this. Why where did they get this analogy from that if a woman saves another man's life, that the rest of the patients, you said the patient's not going to work there? No, you mean the workers not going to want to come in there no more because they're going to see her and they're going to realize we don't do our job that good, and if she catch us, then she's going to make a video about us making us look bad, which makes the company look bad because they hired them. Am I wrong? What patient would be mad at the fact that you saved a patient's life? This man was about to pass away and you was the only one. She said 36. Y'all, I just turned 30 August 31st. This man is only 6 years older than me. I thought she was talking about an elder man. She said 36. They let her go for telling a story time. For one, I don't know the hospital. Still don't know the hospital. She never said the hospital's name. I am very confused on how you get let go for something like this. Talking about some of the patients wouldn't want to see you in here. They'd be uncomfortable with coming here. No, you mean the workers. You mean the employees will be that way. And not just any employee, the bad ones. The ones that are burnt out. She made a very valid point when she said that this is not the industry, and I'm not in the medical field, but I feel her when she say this. This is not the industry to be burnt out in, overworked in. And I get it. You got to work those long, exhausting hours. But this is not the field to be burnt out. You got to be on your pivot every single day in that field. You ain't playing with my life in there. But let me get off of this because I don't even want to get too passionate about it. What do you guys think about this? Did y'all think the hospital overreacted? Is this a justification to fire? Now I know most people, most states, they got a fire at will like law, so they can fire you for any reason that they can come up with, long as it ain't something that discriminates against her in any way. They can fire you for it. So if it's a performance thing, or maybe it's like a breach in contract, because technically you're not supposed to be recording yourself at the hospital or at work in those type of environments. They don't play that. But that's not what she did. She didn't even mention the job. So why couldn't they just sweep that under the rug? The fact is, she's a good doctor. You should want doctors like this. She went viral. Everybody in the comment section saying this stuff like this. Don't quit. We need you. And you fired someone that good? I'm scared as hell to go to the doctor. I'm scared as hell to get old and being a doctor. This man was 36. What do y'all think? Let me know in the comment section, man. Please follow this girl. Blow her up. Let's get her followers up, man. Let's get her monetized. I feel like this is just sad, bro. This is very unfortunate. What do you guys think?